Hello.
What's up?
Always catching guard, picking my nose and whatnot.
It happens.
Did not clean this table spot. Kids is nasty all over it.
Yeah. Good times.
Got macaroni and cheese goo here. I could see it.
But can you taste it?
I'm not going to do that. No, sir.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Not occur. My freaking MacBook is like really hot. What's going on here, bro? If this thing's not lows up, I'm going to. I'm just kidding.
Actually, your voice has got a little bit of a, from time to time, like a something. I don't know. Either way. Anyways, welcome guys to tonight's show. Tonight we are around a campfire. As you can see it behind us, over here on this side, actually, telling the ghost stories.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How was your paranormal investigation you just on?
It's pretty good. We only had like an hour, so we didn't do much, but I still got to go through all my footage and video and stuff and see if anything came up with that, but it was fun.
So like, is my voice messed up because I am using my AirPods, so I could switch headphones, but
it only does it occasionally. It's not constant, so it should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Problems with these Apple products sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I'm using these. For every reason, my earbuds won't keep a connection with my PC, at least.
No, you would think that they would. You would think that they would with this one. Well, I don't know, maybe.
They used to, but I didn't bother tonight. I just threw these on. Gets the job done. So thinking tonight, we can start off with sharing our very first paranormal encounter and then go from there.
No, all right, we can do that.
So most people
know first,
mine. Oh, Lord. I forgot my hat, so I can't make it more effective. Most people know about mine when I was a kid. Stay tuned for terror, guys. Based on true story and actual events. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I don't remember how old exactly, but I know I hadn't started kindergarten yet, so I was that young. Anyways, what would we do sometimes is I would go to sleep in my parents' room before they went to bed, and then when they went to bed, they'd come and get me and put me in my room. I don't remember why we even did that, but anyways, I woke up one night, and I'm looking at the foot of the bed, sort of, and there something catches my eye. And if I described the room, it was dark but not pitch black. And the way the room was, that far wall at the other end of the room was this huge closet that was as wide as the wall, and it had retractable doors on it. And when the doors were open, and of course standing there was this tall silhouette of a full-grown guy, and he was wearing the hat, the wide brim hat. And as I'm looking at this thing, you can't see any features but the shape. And I remember pulling the sheet from my head. There's a real thin sheet. You can see through it. And I can still see him through the sheet. So, I go peek back around again. And he starts walking slowly towards me. Before he can get to the foot of the bed, of course, I jump over the side. Go get to the door. And as I'm running out of the room, I hit the light switch. I go down the hall, and as I'm glancing back over my shoulder, I see the lights on, but I don't see him anymore. And I run into the living room. My mom's on the couch watching TV. It's like, oh, yeah, just dreaming. Typical mom answer.
Right.
I mean, growing up,
yeah,
she started to believe me, but
typical
at the time, well, I think what it is, they don't want to get scared, so they pretend it was a dream. But they don't want to believe that something's actually in their room. But for years, I mean, decades later, I would never go to sleep with the door open to the closet, because as soon as a kid, he came out of the closet. So I always closed it when I went to bed at night. Even now, I'm not comfortable with the closet door open, but
yeah,
that was my very first.
I'm with you on that one. I am with you. Well, the darkness is a thing of peril. So I'm gonna share the one that I barely told anybody about, because, like, of course, it opens you up to ridicule, the idea that somebody could have been abducted. But anyway, I have this memory that I've never been able to determine whether it's a dream, if it's it actually happened to me. It feels very real. I have a really unnatural fear of like gray type aliens or ETs. So just one time I was all I remember is that I was taken aboard some kind of a ship, and I had time to escape. I was, I'm not sure if I was like, but I was able to escape, and I was like running through this weird, like, I mean, it didn't make sense. Like the ship had all kinds of weird little things for like, I mean, these were not very big beings. Like they were maybe, maybe 5 foot tall, but
Yeah.
like I remember trying to crawl up through this hole and down and like back, and he was like chasing me, grabbing onto my legs, like,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. So I didn't ever wake up. I don't remember waking up from this. I just remembered like it just being the next day. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I told my mom about it a long time ago. I told my sister about it. It's one of those things I can't place it. It's a dream. I mean, dreams are one of those things. Eventually they fade, right? But this has been something that's like, I'm so terrified of these types of beings that like I can't even watch a movie about it and then sleep light off. Like it gets a little ignorant. The wife gets upset with me. She won't even let me watch them. Like, yeah, we ain't sleeping with the light on. But I mean, that's the details I've been able to like dredge up from that. But other than that, when I was a kid, I would see like smoke apparitions, as they call it. Like it literally looked like fire was in front of my bed. Wake up, and it wouldn't be there, or
goodness. That would be terrifying. And it sounds like your typical abduction case, but
I mean, I did look. I've looked up the signs of abduction. Like I have every single one of the signs. Like, but it's not something you share. You share with regular, and they like freaking. Oh yeah, you're crazy, bro. But whether or not it actually happened, whether or not it was a dream, I mean, either one of those things doesn't change the fact that it still could have happened. It was a dream, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm. Like these guys right
this
here.
Guy. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's hard to explain. It's like a whole different, like being in the presence of something that even in your dreams, it's like it's a terrifying experience. But these weren't positive in any ways. You hear about people dealing with them. These are not. You're not filled with absolute terror when you encounter a positive type being that's because they're telekinetic or whatever you would be filled with more of a peace and love encountered in different dreams. But yeah, this was a terror. I was afraid for my life. My mom chalked it up to the fact we used to watch the X-Files a lot, but I used to watch it with them, but I don't I don't think so, man.
Oh, the X-Files is amazing.
I love the X-Files, man, especially the new ones.
The whole concept of the show is that Mulder's sister was abducted and taken away as a kid, and they never found her.
Right. I don't know, man. I like the idea. I mean, that we're talking. It's not so crazy anymore because we're talking about seeing stuff on NBC News. Like this, NBC News is showing stuff about UFOs. So perhaps the idea is not even far fetched at all, and that could have actually happened.
I think they're warming up to the disclosure finally. I think that might be getting close, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's really what they've been saying for a long time in the UFO community, is that they're warm to an eventual disclosure because they can't hide it, man. The internet is, again, if even one of these stories is true out of the thousands of testimony from high level government officials, then what have we been told? But that opens up the floodgates to change the laws of physics, because we're obviously not told something about physics. We're being held back with technology because they have to technology that can circumvent light speed. That literally. We're getting off topic here. I'm gonna start going off on a tangent on paranormal.
Hey, it's fine. We got an hour. I mean, but yeah, your headphones are kind of cutting in and out.
All right. Let
It's
me
just
just
weird.
let me go grab.
It kind of like it lags a little bit, like it repeats yourself or something. It's weird. All right, where's my viewers at? Well, we got 0 watchers. Where's everybody at?
Slacking Saturday night, sir.
I guess so. Oh yeah, people got lives. I forgot.
Let's see if this makes it better.
Uh-oh.
This guy.
This is just a UFO. There's no aliens in it that we know of. All right, so my turn. Are you finished with your story? My bad. Can you hear me? Hello? Josh? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you now. There we go.
Oh, okay. We're live, guys, so don't blame us. Don't judge us. All right, so
Perfect.
So were you good with your stories? Anything else you wanted to add on there?
I got. I mean, I'm good with that story, man. I got definitely some like Washington State, eerie stories to talk about too.
That's a cool state to live in for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Here's another one. Back when I was a kid still, I don't even know how old I was, but me and my sister were visiting my grandparents. Ironically, I grew up in the house this happened in. That's before we moved in when they moved out. But me and my sister were staying the night, and we're in the spare bedroom. I remember I'm facing the wall. In the way the wall was, there's a dresser, and there's a chair. The door's over here. Now, it was pitch black dark in this room. We couldn't see no light. But in the chair, right in front of where I'm looking at, is this glowing orb or shape. Just colors are like swirling different colors. And it's the shape of it, like a little kid or something. And it's just sitting there in the chair, facing towards me. All I can do is roll over and go to sleep.
That's just nuts, man.
Horrible.
Freaking. I know, man. Like I said, when I was a kid, I used to see things constantly. It became such a normal thing that I would tell my parents, and they wouldn't believe me, of course, but
Of course.
they would tell me, or I'd end up sleeping in my parents' room on the floor because I was terrified. Like it was all the time. It was consistent, very, very consistent that like I was terrified like of something. Like, we had negative entities. I mean, my family's got history in almost every single place we lived. They've had encounters with something, they were talking about how like my crib floated out of the closet when I was a baby. Like,
were you in it?
Yeah, I was in it.
Oh, jeez.
There's just so many of these weird stories. Like, we lived in a town, called Proctor Valley down in California, and it was said to be a town of like occultist devil worshippers, and like they would say there would be freaking cows hanging from trees and stuff, bro. Like, how the hell do you get up and hang a cow from a tree? They said they would. Yeah, that's probably more than likely it, man. I don't know. Like, I stopped. I told myself for a long time that stuff wasn't real, and I stopped seeing it for a long time. And then, like, the moment I started getting back into paranormal stuff again, now I'm like seeing it all every day again. So, I used to, like, when I lived in the house before this, there was something there. My kids knew there was something there. Like, my youngest would talk to it in the corner. I would hear it say, my name in the middle of the night. Like, it was a female. It's very, very interesting. Very creepy.
Yeah,
man, I don't know.
So your whole family has a history of it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Like my mom, she never actually seen anything. But I think it was before I was born and my sister was a baby or whatever, but they were living, I guess, with some family back in Michigan. And they would hear furniture being slid across the floor of the upper level, and they go to take a look and nothing's moved. That would happen all the time. Things like that.
Yeah,
But they never saw anything though.
Yeah, a lot of times it was dreams that, like, quote unquote, that I would encounter this type of stuff in too, and it would transfer into my waking days. Like, if you ever had the recurring nightmarish dreams or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I call those ones that stick with you, the ones that you remember forever. Like, I don't know, man. Those are definitely more. I think it's the battle, for between light and dark that exists at a higher frequency.
Well, speaking of that, to test people's memories, I would ask them, what's the oldest dream that you can remember or recall, even if it's just a glimpse of it?
For me?
Like how far back could you go?
It's generally when I was probably, 6 years old, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I would have these recurring nightmares about this being chased through the neighborhood by a T-Rex. consistently chased through the neighborhood by a T-Rex. That was right around when Jurassic Park came out, so that's what I attribute that with. But
it could be.
But however, reoccurring dreams of the exact same nature or something more, you know what I mean? Like that.
Now for me, I don't even know how old I was, but I might have been about the same age group, and I had multiple dreams from that era I can remember. Of course, that one being with Freddy Krueger, where he was trying to drown me in my own bathtub. He was holding me underwater, and I could take over the dream. I started breathing underwater, and I felt like I was dead, and he went away. I could have been more than 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, being able to just change and breathe, defy physics in your dream is that's a different ball game.
I can do it to this day. If I'm underwater in my dreams, even now, I can breathe.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, like, I had the dream recently where, like, the only time I've ever actually died in a dream and not woken up, I died and then was reincarnated. Like, in that dream, I was the devil. Like, that's what they said. They were calling me Lucifer. Like, that was.
Ooh.
I had been watching that show a lot, and but dude, that was weird. How am I gonna die in the dream? I've never been killed, first of all, and lived through it, or not woken up, and then I'm resurrected in my dream. I don't know, man.
I have.
I'm not sure why I was dreaming that I was the devil, but
I've never done that, but I have dreamed of him, but I wasn't him. Like, in one instance, we were in a church, and there were people lined up in rows down the aisle, kind of like, cowarding. And this guy was massive. He was huge, and he would walk down the aisle. And whenever he touched somebody, they would die.
That's nuts. I feel like I should put a disclaimer here. I am not a devil worshiper, okay?
Disclaimer
not
accepted.
At all. Not at all. For
it's
anybody watching. Well, that was something. I mean, that was something more. But I mean, I know you know that.
Symbolic or something, yeah.
It's something. All right. So I do want to share a story about from Washington State. I'm sure everybody will know this once I start telling it, but. So today I have a bone-chilling treat in store for you. I'm going to dive deep into the supernatural, uncovering some of the most spine-chilling stories of the haunted Pacific Northwest. So grab a blanket, turn on the lights or off the lights. I prefer them on. Prepare to be scared.
Turn them off.
So this one is about, I'm going to see if anybody can guess this. Oh, it's in here. The Green River Killer. So our first story takes us back to the 80s and 90s when Washington State was gripped by fear. Enter the notorious Green River Killer who targeted young women, leaving the community paralyzed with terror. So during the 80s and 90s, the state of Washington was gripped by fear by a series of murders plagued the region. Perpetrator known as the Green River Killer targeted young women, most of whom were involved in sex work and had troubled lives. The killer's reign of terror began in 1982 with the discovery of the first victim, Wendy Lee Caulfield, near the Green River in King County. Over the years, more bodies were found in various locations, often near rivers and wooded areas. The killer was known for his methodical approach, often leaving victims in carefully chosen dumping grounds. So they struggled to catch this dude. And then the death toll continued to rise despite numerous investigations. I didn't know any of this. And Formation of a special task force, the case remained unsolved for years. So he had actually been polygraph examined on many occasions and was like cleared. It's nuts. In 2001, a breakthrough finally came when DNA evidence linked Gary Ridgway, a truck, to the murders. Eventually, Ridgway confessed to killing 48 women, but later admitted to a total of 71 victims.
Oh, jeez.
Making him one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. It led authorities to the remains of some victims, aiding in their identification and closure for the families. That's nuts, man.
Only in Seattle.
71 people. My God, man.
That's crazy.
It leads you to the idea of like, what, how could somebody do that? Like, it's impossible for us to fathom that, but like, it's the idea of the psychopath, right?
A sociopath.
Psychopath. So these ones are psychopathic. Like, those terms are often used interchangeably, but like, this is a psychopath.
No conscience.
Yeah, basically it means that you're... So there's been an argument since the beginning of psychology on whether somebody is born that way or they're created. And I'm on the belief that psychopaths are born, but then they are also a product of their environment. So I think you can have a psychopath that can lead a perfectly normal life, maybe go run a Fortune 500 company because they're ruthless. However, they're not going to go murder people. But you have a psychopath that's born and say they get the hell beat out of them when they're younger, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they can also be created.
It might be kind of both, but a lot of, even when they're children, show traits.
Right.
Like, not to name any names, but I knew somebody as a kid that would torture and kill animals, even when he was young. And to this day, he's in prison. I mean, I ain't gonna say what he did, but it was horrific. Yeah.
Dude, have you heard about that? I didn't take this one down, but I should have, because I don't think it's from Washington State. The guy that he killed people and then put their bodies into a meat grinder and served them in burgers, dude. Combined them with meat and served them in a burger stand. And apparently, this was like a super successful burger stand, and like, that's insane, man. People were eating this. Like,
I haven't heard of that one, but I still want to put a video up of somebody eating a hamburger now. But
oh my God, it's so gross.
Not surprising. I mean, what better way to get rid of the evidence?
That is exactly what he said. Is the way he wanted to get rid of the evidence. So I was going to do some key characteristics often associated with the psychopath because I find it interesting. Psychopaths have a difficulty, so they have lack of empathy. They have a difficulty understanding and relating to emotions that others experience. They often show a lack of empathy or remorse for their harmful actions. They also have superficial charm and manipulation. They possess a charismatic and charming demeanor, which they use to manipulate and exploit others for personal gain. If you ever watch the Ted Bundy stuff, like the documentaries, dude, and listen to him talk, like, it is scary, like how likable the dude is, and he's like a stone cold killer. I got fascinated with that dude. I was watching it so much, and then like when he did the tape recorder and like showed his alter ego finally, oh my goodness, it's wild, dude. Like, it's absolutely insane.
You know who else has that same trait? Vampires. Dracula.
I believe that's what he said that he was like a vampire, really? Or something like that. Like, that's what he was. What the hell was he trying to say? I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
I mean, it fits. That's what vampires do. They draw you in with charm, and then when they're ready, they strike. Right. Even in Twilight, sparkling vampires, but they do the same thing.
It makes you wonder if the stories of vampires were just like serial killers. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely believe vampires are real, though. But
yeah, they gotta be. If not, I'd be very disappointed.
Yes, sir. Have you ever heard of the Northern State Mental Hospital in Cedar Woolley?
Been there.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go there. Dude, do you have any stories to tell before I try to go on to another one, sir?
I can actually show you a quick clip that's on my YouTube channel.
You should.
Let me bring it up real quick. I can't get copyright for this. This is my clip. Hang on.
It dawned on me. We could easily make clips from our own videos to show in these shows.
Yeah, ironically, it was me and Davina was there as well. Let's see. Am I even in the right channel? I guess it's my other channel.
Well, he's looking for that. The Northern State Mental Hospital in Cedar Woolley was a place that was established in 1912, and essentially it like became known for barbaric treatments. They would do like transorbital lobotomies, electroshock treatments. Like they had overcrowding, tons of patients died. Like it's insane, man. They were like shrouded in controversy. I had no idea what a transorbital lobotomy was until I looked it up, and that is insane, sir.
Is that when they put the pick on your eye?
Yes, like the ice pick in the eye. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Ice pick lobotomy. That's insane.
And that's where it works too. That's the sad part.
I wonder if it did, dude. I mean,
don't know. I don't want to know. And where's that clip? Did I lose it? Hang on. Shit, I must have lost it. I know I got a backup of it somewhere. I mean, hopefully find it. Oh, here we go. Black Diamond Cemetery. No, that's not it. Dang it. North State Mental Hospital. Here we go. Well, it's not on my YouTube channel, but thankfully I have a clip saved. It's only a couple of minutes long, but let me
damn, bro, they were performed without anesthesia or local anesthetic.
Oh yeah. They strap you down and then they take the ice pick, hold your eye down, and that's how they get to the brain. All right, share screen. And it's gonna be hopefully this one. Nope, not that one. This one? Nope. Dang it, where is it? All right, hang on. I got it open, but oh, I get it. Okay, yeah, hang on. I gotta do this a little bit differently. Get us a video file.
Man, I've been wanting to go up there, but I guess I'm honestly still terrified to go out on paranormal investigations.
Here we go. This is some of the ruins of the area.
Yeah.
Was there other people out there with you guys, or just your team?
It was 3 of us to begin with. We actually
very careful. Could be
hooked up
rusty
with a few
nails
others
and all kinds of stuff.
while we were out there.
Well, good thing is I'm up to date on my fitness shop.
Sure, I'm not. I don't like needles. Yeah. I got all that exposed piping and stuff.
We poop.
Vandalism. This place is literally in the middle of nowhere.
Guess I can go in there.
Be careful.
And will be okay. I'm going to be okay. Everything is okay.
Oh, I got this thick ass backpack on.
Language.
There's a whole other section right above us, so be careful.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's tons of piping in here.
Oh, that wasn't cool.
You thought something grabbed you?
Scared myself. What's up, guys? So we're here in this building.
There's a building behind it.
Yes. Building here? No, it's not. It could be one of these, which is right on the other side.
Wonder what it was. Maybe an off-site admin building or something. That looks like it could be deep, so watch out for that. Yeah, don't fall in that hole down there.
No idea what this was deep for. You want water here?
love all the graffiti words.
Right behind me.
There's some interesting stuff going on out there.
1664. Yeah, that's what I said.
What?
Silly goose. The other building's right here on the other side of this.
Where? So
Yeah,
Is
looking
this
down, watching
obviously
us
at
down.
night? Yeah.
Not sure.
back
We-
building.
We're in
Yeah,
this
they're
building
Midnight at 1 o'clock.
right here,
Right.
and then go outside. The tree line got more buildings right here.
What? They found a path?
Do you guys actually have an exit over there?
Like I said, it's covered in bushes.
That guy's arms.
Nike.
We all were.
I know, right?
I was too.
Oh,
all
look
right?
at that attack. Ouchies, you okay?
Oh, I think I'm good.
Hey, we need you to drive us back. You gotta be okay.
Right? You go ahead. I'll watch. Let's watch that briar there. One step at a time.
I guess that would be smart to be armed, huh?
I'll tell you a story in a minute.
All right, you're clear of the thorn. Hopefully this will hold my weight.
Oh shit, we found the other one. Oh, it's a lot of thorns though.
I don't feel like getting sticky today.
I don't feel like fucking thorns myself. Even though I'm protected, I used
I
to.
don't know why I said that.
Oh, look at
He said
that.
sticky.
Oh, your handy dandy.
I ain't got no tools like
Knife.
that.
I don't know what that is.
It's a baton
Baton?
for whooping heads and stuff.
Man, now I wish I found my giant knife.
Sin wasn't like it worked every
Right? I got a puny pocket knife. I think they're no good though.
Oh, good.
You need a machete for that. Shoot.
Did you guys get out here at night?
It was kind of getting twilight when we got there. But it was a good, probably hour and a half.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it though? What's over there?
Yeah, that's why I can.
doorway over there?
Spooky.
Yeah, going that way.
Yeah, it was just too thick a bush to get through and go to any further that way. So we had to backtrack.
As long as we don't provoke it.
I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, I don't.
Oh, did those three of you just leave?
They went the other way.
What?
Dad, bring the box in there. You want to bring the box in there?
I'm still debating if I want to put myself over there.
And that's basically it. Now, fun fact, when we got there, it was 3 of us. And other cars were in the area. And it turns out there was 3 military guys out there. And they had heard about the place too, so they wanted to check it out. So they joined up with us. And that's where those guys were. That's why they were armed. I was armed as well.
Okay.
Because later on at night, we're out there in some field checking out something. And we hear this blood-curdling scream. At the same time, we're drawing. It was a bobcat out there letting us know we're getting too close to it.
Oh wow.
Even-
Oh no.
What's even more interesting, because this place is in the middle of nowhere, but we found this old abandoned like building or just like a little room, and there was all these satanic stuff everywhere. And I actually got physically sick in there from the energy, so I couldn't stay in there too long. But it was an experience.
Dude, I imagine. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be spooky. That's what I'm saying, man. I can't be going out there in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know about all that. Like, I've been wanting to go to a lot of these places, but like that, I don't know. It's terrifying to me. But
That's why you don't go by yourself. And the group is not so bad.
I don't know. It'd be really interesting though. I just know for a fact because I've seen this stuff my whole entire life, but I know that I'm gonna go see stuff. Like it's going to be drawn to me in ways, and it's gonna mess with me. I just know it.
That's what you want. The evidence, as long as you can document it.
That'd be the thing. I'm sure it would happen off camera though. I don't know. Oh
Probably.
jeez. That's all. It looks like spooky, man. It looks really spooky. I guess these guys that were linked up in our paranormal group went up there, but
Mhm. It might be the same guys. But there's other little groups out there as well, little kids trying to scare their girlfriends. They'd be out there just screaming, making noises, and finally they left and we stuck around.
so I worked with my coworker, Mr. Tipton, today, and he was talking to me a bit more, of course, about the Bigfoot. I need to just link up with the guy and go and see, because he claims that he can give me evidence.
Take me with you.
He claims that this place that he goes to is a complete hotspot for these things. And, you know, again, either this guy's stories are so fantastical, he's either, you know, telling the truth or he's completely lying. If he's telling the truth, which, you know, I remain skeptical at all times to everybody, but like I don't feel like he's lying to me about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He says, you know, a lot of the things that I researched today, he said, he's told me about him, you know, like that they put off this nasty pungent odor, and it's, I don't know. I choose to believe in this kind of a thing because, first of all, it's listed in a book series I highly regard. Let's see. It's, you know, there's tons of people that claim to have seen these things. But again, for those that don't know, I'm talking about Bigfoot. And apparently, you know, Washington State is renowned for its association with Bigfoot. And there's several famous Bigfoot encounter stories here. I didn't know that the Patterson Gremlin Hills, it says Washington, dude.
That's Northern California.
I know. It says captured in Bluff Creek, California, just south of the Washington State border. That is a whole state, or the whole Oregon in there.
Where's Oregon?
Look, sir, I pulled this from Lion. I'm just saying.
So Oregon doesn't exist; it's a myth. There's Washington State. In California.
Maybe it is, for all we know.
There are people out there that say it's a conspiracy theory that Bend, Oregon isn't real, but yet I lived there for 3 years.
I've been to Bend. It is trash.
It is now.
It is, dude. There were so many homeless people there. I mean, I'm not saying anything against homeless people, but man, it is
crimes out of control there.
Drug use, lots of drugs.
It's so sick, and it's such a beautiful area.
Have you ever heard about the Ape Canyon incident?
Ape Canyon.
From 1924, so it's in the Mount St. Helens area of Washington State. A group of miners known as the Mountaineers claimed to have encountered a group of Bigfoot creatures in what became known as the Ape Canyon incident. According to the accounts, the miners were besieged by several aggressive Bigfoot creatures, forcing them to defend themselves inside their cabin. The incident generated media attention and contributed to Bigfoot lore in the region.
And that's where the term Bigfoot came from.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Because one of the guys, they found the prints. They described it as a big footprint, so they called it Bigfoot. That's where that term came from.
It's intriguing, man, and like, so that's the thing that Mr. Tipton be saying is like, he's like, these things they can be aggressive, and they, like, if you are out there with, say you were out there trying to hunt them, like, they will, like he says, they'll mess you up. And,
usually they throw rocks and stuff.
Right.
They'll warn you at least first.
He says if you go out there, he's like, they move with a level of intelligence that doesn't make sense for a normal creature, is what he says. Like, he's like, they're super intelligent. They seem almost conscious. And I also believe that they're conscious, but
they definitely are.
You know, the remnants of a ancient civilization living out their karma for destroying their world, according to the Law of One.
Well, that's what's weird, because I once had a dream. For whatever reason, I was flying in a dream over the trees. It was like a mountainy area. And I saw these Bigfoot, so we flew in closer to get a look. Somehow ended up in their dimension. And in their world, they were huge, massive giants wearing lab coats for some reason. It was a weird dream.
I mean, that's insane, man.
Maybe
dude, why not? I mean, I think the possibility remains endless that, like, there could be giant grasshopper people in a different planet than this, that, you know, grasshoppers attain consciousness. Like, why would that be any different than us? You know what I mean? Like,
mantis, praying mantis.
Yeah, no, that'd be too much, dude. Come on, man.
If you look at a praying mantis, you gotta think that thing's an alien.
It looks like an alien. There's a creepy dude. They're creepy, man. Creepy bugs. They're cool though.
Oh, they're very cool. Like, one day, I was actually at the airport in Seattle. We were doing our rounds on our team. We weren't on a checkpoint, but we're part. I ain't gonna say the name, but outside on bottom layer, I think it was, and we saw like an insect. We got closer, and it was a praying mantis, and it was completely covered in fuzz because it was hot out there. And I put it in a cup of water, and it went straight for it. It started cleaning himself. So we took it over to the side where there's some trees and stuff at. But praying mantis aren't native to that area. It must have hitched a ride somehow.
Yeah, I've never seen a praying mantis.
They're not native out there. But there was a second praying mantis that was seen at a whole different part of the airport. They might have came together somehow and got separated. But it would have died either way.
Damn, man, that's crazy. What the hell? Another Bigfoot lore thing would be the Green River tracks. They were found in 1982. In 1982, Jim Kong, a forest worker, reported discovering a series of large footprints commonly associated with Bigfoot along the Green River near Enumclaw. The tracks were photographed and documented, capturing public interest and adding to the evidence of Bigfoot's presence in the state. Another one is in 1924, the Bauman incident. Albert Ostman's account of the Bauman incident is a classic Bigfoot encounter story. Ostman claimed that while he was camping near Toba Inlet, British Columbia, close to the Washington state border, he was abducted by a Bigfoot and held captive for several days. He described his encounter with a family of Bigfoot, including a male, female, 2 young ones. Ostman's story is often referenced as a significant early account of a Bigfoot. I've never heard that one. He was abducted and held captive. Interesting. I don't know that one. My skepticism is there, but
what could you do? You couldn't fight it off. I mean,
so that's the other thing that Tipton says. Like there's 2 different things that I've heard. I've heard that they either live up high, in like caves, like way up in the mountains, high mountains, or they live underground. And Tipton says they live underground in this area that he's at. He said near the Tacoma watershed or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to go see it, but I might just take him up on the offer, to be honest.
well, actually, we went to the Iron Goat Trail. That's a Bigfoot hotspot as well. We went and did our hike that night.
Yeah, the Iron Goat Trail is also the scene of a famous car crash or a train crash.
Train derailment, yeah.
Not train derailment. And it's said to be haunted in those tunnels too. Mm-hmm. But you know what's weird? You know what's weird about that? Could be linked is that he says, my coworker, that these beings are actually able to mimic the sounds of people and animals.
I've heard that too.
So the things that people are hearing in these tunnels could be that. Like, dude, if I was walking in a dark tunnel and I encountered like an 8-foot tall, no, man. See, honestly, the idea of that terrifies me. So I'm cool with this dude, but is he going to take me out there and get me killed by Bigfoot? Is he going to feed me to Bigfoot? Like, is Bigfoot his friend? And
is he going to mate with you?
Why do we got to go there, sir?
They want to expand their species.
Jesus, right to the mating. Like, I do not want a Bigfoot. Okay. I'm sure that his feet are not the only big things. Okay.
Well, it could be a female.
Oh, maybe I'd be into that. I'm just kidding. All right. All right. Last but not least, the Skookum cast of 2000. The Tilton River of Washington State. A group of researchers discovered a possible Bigfoot impression known as the Skookum cast. I know where this is at. The cast appears to show an imprint of a large bipedal creature that allegedly leaned against a tree. While the authenticity of the cast is debated, it's become an intriguing piece of evidence in the Bigfoot field. I don't know, man.
There's got to be something to it.
I choose to believe it, man. Despite people online, I think that the people that deny it just hate their lives, and they just, ultimately they're going to lash out against anything that's not possible. Just like the people have lashed out against the UFOs for years, calling everybody crazy conspiracy theorists, and now it's on NBC News. Again, for all we know, that Bigfoot are extraterrestrials, dude. I mean,
there is a lot of connections between UFO sightings and Bigfoot sightings.
Mm-hmm. Definitely believe it, man. Got a couple more little ghosty stories. Have you ever heard about the ghostly white lady of Spokane?
A Spokane? No.
Ghostly white lady. All right. Hey, I didn't proofread that one. In Spokane, there have been multiple accounts of a ghostly apparition known as the White Lady. She is often described as a woman in a flowing white gown, sometimes seen standing near the river or walking along the roads at night. Witnesses claim that she appears suddenly and then disappears without a trace, leaving an eerie presence behind.
That would be eerie. Kind of sounds like the Phantom Hitchhiker urban legend. She's always dressed in white, you know.
I think there was, I picked that part up. There was somebody was saying that like there's a hitchhiker that's like near the gorge where I used to go camping. And apparently they'd be walking in the middle of the night and people reportedly pick this person up and then they disappear. Like, oh no.
That's a very common urban legend though, too. Everywhere.
It is. Yeah, dude, everywhere has that, including my parents, claim to, when I was younger, they used to tell me the story about when they were driving and they, went to pick this guy up who was, or no, not picking, they went to pick him up. He was like doing the whole thumbs out thing and they drove past him. They ain't gonna pick this dude up. They seen the same dude down the road 2 miles doing the same thing. And nope, didn't pick him up. Same thing 3 miles more down the road. And it was like, this is like in this weird town that they used to live in called Proctor Valley. And I was saying, I never want to go there, man. There's all kinds of strange things that came out of that town. Like, they got stranded one time on the side of the road and they said that they heard like a large three-legged animal, like, making impact sounds coming closer and closer and closer. And like, they finally were able to get the car started and they didn't even look back, but it was like super duper close to the car by the time. I don't know.
So
of course, they could have just tell me this to terrify me, but they claim it all happened.
But they could tell it had 3 legs by just hearing it.
I guess.
What would it even sound like?
I don't know, man. Maybe a 3-legged cow. I don't want running 3-legged cow. I'm not sure how that worked, but
if you wanted help, come back. I'm injured.
But maybe it did. Maybe like they just left him there. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Similar story here. It didn't happen to me, but my aunt told me about it. They were. It was actually between my hometown and the next town over. There's a huge lake area out there. They were out there fishing. This is years ago. And they're out there, and all of a sudden they hear these trees just being pushed aside, like something massive was just coming through them to come in their direction. And they bolted. And they stick around and see what it was. But it had been huge. And there are Bigfoot sightings here in Georgia too.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to be going to out to this place camping in a couple weeks it's going to be over the weekend. So not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after that, I'm going to be going camping. So, and I'm going to a place that I've seen UFOs in the past, and I'm going to see if I can get footage of it. But so Washington State is known for its history of UFO sightings. One of the most famous occurred in 1947 when pilot Kenneth Arnold reporting seeing a formation of flying saucers near Mount Rainier. This event sparked widespread interest of UFOs and led to the popularization of the term flying saucer.
Yep.
Like, Mount Adams, they say, is a really big hotspot.
I've been to Mount Adams. That's legit. The AC Ranch. That's legit.
Man, I really need to go there. But again,
that's a good
I
drive.
don't because I'm terrified of it. So like the last time that this happened when I was over at this place, I ended up, going to sleep in my car. Like we were out camping. I, took my stuff out of my tent and went and slept in my car the rest of the time.
Did you see something?
We did see a UFO out there. And I don't know. That's just crazy stuff, man. It's crazy to think that is possible. But I'm going to go out there and take some psychedelics or something.
You might not even eat them, sure.
Probably not.
Well, I got footage of UFOs myself too.
I'm going to go out there and use so I haven't used it before, but there's like this app. I don't even know if I still have it, but you can download sounds that are from, I think it's C-SETI or E-SETI. One of the two has an app that you can use that you can transmit sounds out into the world that's supposed to communicate. I don't know if that would be good or if that would be terrifying, but hopefully I don't get killed by a mountain lion.
The irony.
Dude, I know I'm already aware of what's been keeping an eye on me, sir. So it's probably going to be terrifying. But
It could be life changing. It could be enlightenment.
no, it's something I need to see. So I have a sense of skepticism about everything, even though I firmly believe it. I also, at the same time, I'm weird. I don't know how to explain it. I'm also a skeptic at the same time too.
Where am I? Oh, here we go. This is just my clip of the UFOs. We can show that real quick too here. If I can stop doing things wrong. Jesus, I got too many things open. Oh, here we go. I'll turn the volume down because I don't like my voice. All right, so you've seen this one. This is actually not far from the airport in Seattle. Did you see that? These bright lights coming in. Then another one comes in. This right here is just lens flare. Ignore that. I just actually noticed this one recently. I don't know if that's part of it or not there, but that could be another street light. But these up here. Then another one. It's kind of just appeared too.
Never seen lights like that before. I don't think those are planes. Just a bunch of
A bunch of them. There's only two. Quiet, Ricky. Now there's three. But they're definitely not planes. See, that one just disappeared. Was that right?
Yeah, and they're like, they appear to be, going in one direction
In and out,
moving
yeah.
the other way.
Like that one appears to be stationary now. This one's moving. Then it stops. Then that one's going to catch up, make a formation.
Those aren't planes.
Definitely not planes. That's a ball of energy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Changing direction. That's a UFO.
I'm excited in that video.
Yeah, man, it's something crazy to get on footage. I mean, and it's important to note that we have one of the defense contractors over there. So, this could definitely be a UFO. It could also definitely be something technology that we possess.
It could be a man-made thing, but either way, it's not something we would normally see.
No, I
It
mean,
could be
yeah, either
experimental.
way, it still could be a UFO. You know what I mean?
Mhm. What's unidentified? It's flying, and it's an
Yeah,
object.
definitely. I think that we possess some of this technology for dang sure.
I mean, look how huge that is. Plus, any commercial, even military jets, have to have blinking lights on them. That's just one solid light.
Right, and they're not going to move like that. We see the jets. I see them come in every day. It's like a really predictable, straight pattern. You know what I mean? Like,
And you would hear it too. There's no sound here.
I don't think they're planes.
that's the other thing. Like, Scott has got a infinite number of UFO sightings that he's been out in the field and seen. Man,
I've never seen.
did I ever tell you how he explains? It's kind of an interesting way to explain the Matrix, or the Matrix as a whole. He says that he believes we live in a Matrix, but he believes that God created this Matrix for us. And I'm like,
Yeah, I've thought of that too, but it's just hard to explain it. Like, if it is a simulation, and it's a mirror of the other world, the real world, and the UFOs and aliens are out there, who's saying these aren't just simulated UFOs? Actually, I have a good story for you. Without giving out too much information, we had an update to our scanner in a checkpoint, and a lot of times it won't detect somebody, so you got to scan them again. What if it's scanning an NPC, so it's not registering it? That way it comes up with that yellow screen. I'm thinking, you're not real, you're an NPC.
Man, that could be, man. I know exactly what you're talking about too. We haven't quite got that one yet, but great.
Mm-hmm. It's an NPC detector.
I mean, dude, honestly speaking, man, that could easily be the case. I mean, if you get into the quantum physics ideas, I've been looking at a lot. There's quantum physicists seem to agree that the universe is a hologram. It's it's an energy hologram, a light matrix. So I mean, I still cling to the idea that this is definitely it's real. However, it's an illusion
To
at the
us.
same time. Yeah,
Well,
it's
if you're an
real but
illusion,
fake.
if you're an illusion within the illusion, then to you it is real. Have you heard of quantum
Always cling
entanglement?
to the I think, therefore I am, sir.
Mhm. Now, have you heard of quantum entanglement before?
Is that the observer thing?
Well,
The
not,
observer
not
effect?
really. You're thinking of this slot or whatever effect test or whatever. But this is what it is. You can take two atoms, put them on opposite sides of the universe, and if they're linked together on a quantum level,
Mm-hmm.
if you change one atom, instantaneously the other one will change too. So it's happening instantly, and there's no speed of light or anything because they're entangled on a
Right.
quantum level. That can't happen. But it
Right.
does.
See, while we're busy making bombs to blow each other up, we could be using this kind of technology to instantly travel. Essentially, is what that is telling you. Like,
Teleportation. Yeah.
why
Which
wouldn't
is
that
real.
work? I mean, instead, we're splitting atoms to explode reality, to blow
cool.
people up. That's, I think, man, probably what's happened with our reality. The freaking blowing us, blowing up nuclear weapons. We're about out of time here, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get up on a tangent on.
We had a nice spooky storytelling session tonight. And actually, speaking of which, maybe we can do a show on the Mandela effect pretty soon just to see what people think about that.
We should do a thing on the Mandela effect. We can probably pull up. Man, I wonder if we can make clips or something, or pull up like a little presentation on it too. I'm
Why
trying to
not?
think here. I like the idea of the Mandela effect. It's and the more and more I'm seeing so many coincidences now that make me think that.
Oh man! Speaking of which,
Like-
before we go, the other day, I was getting numbers on a checkpoint, and 3 different times, on 3 different parts of the paperwork, the number 53 came up.
Mhm.
Completely nothing to do with each other, but it was 3 times at the same time. This number here I got was 53. I did the math to get this number, it was 53, and the other number over here was 53. I'm like, what does 53 mean?
Could mean it. I mean, it's something to you. I mean,
Mhm.
it's hard to say unless you really, really think about it. Like if you think about it and you're trying to get the answer, like, say that you are going to be given the answer and then let it go. Say it over and over again. Maybe you'll get it in your dreams when you go to sleep. Like, that's a way to do it. But
Yeah.
I think that the universe is very mathematical. The world we live in is probably a matrix, that it functions like a computer. So if that is the case, then
It
we
does.
can also defeat the programming.
Mm-hmm. You should watch that movie, The Mandela Effect. It does something like that. You would like it.
I definitely would. I'm probably just gonna watch it because I mean, there's too many things that are happening that I'm like, I don't remember this way, and I don't think it's a coincidence anymore. There's too many of them. There's too many things.
There is, and they're so big that you can't
Definitely
even
do a show like
question
that.
yourself. Like, am I wrong? But you know for a fact that it changed. Something's different.
Yeah, it's different indeed. It's like somebody is messing with our reality or something.
Something. But we'll see that for another video.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know you got to get going. I have to get to bed myself for you.
Yes, sir. Great talking to you. Great chatting on here.
Oh, yeah. What do more
Check
of these
us out
smart
on the
campfires.
YouTube.
And subscribe if you haven't already. Whichever way I'm pointing here. My image is
Many
reversed when I'm pointing
blessings.
here. Just pointing over there.
Many blessings.
You too. Make sure you check out this guy's podcast as well. Reflections on his YouTube channel. Show him some support as well.
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful
Catch
day.
you later. You too. All right, so we're going to wrap up tonight's show. Quick hour. Good stuff. Stay tuned next week. Same time. Same bat channel. And we will put a link out pretty soon. Let you know what the next topic will be because I don't know yet. Until then, take it easy.